Hey, what's up guys? It's me again, back with another action figure review, and today I will be having a look at this Figma Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. Just a wonderfully beautiful game. I absolutely loved it. I actually platinumed it. But there is the front of your box. You can see you got that officially licensed product PlayStation sticker on there. You got Sucker Punch down here, Ghost of Tsushima. But you have a window here where you can see the figure and most of his accessories. There's a few other things hid down in there. Picture of the figure on the side. Again, nice picture of the figure on the side. And again, a nice picture of the figure on the other side. And again, on the back, some nice pictures of the figure with its various accessories and different poses you can get it in. And another picture of the figure on the top. And another picture of the figure on the bottom. But there is the front again. I'm going to take a second and get Jin and all his accessories out so we can have a closer look at it. Inside of the box you have this nice insert. It says Ghost of Tsushima, which is actually the map in the game as well. So there is Jin out of the packaging. And first we will have a look at his accessories. And first he does come with an instruction booklet. Shows all your accessories and how to swap them, and even tells you that if you want your cape more tattered, to tatter it. Tatter's a funny word. Tatter, tatter, tatter. And there they are in English. Tatter. And first off, you do get this stand, and I actually really like this stand. It's very small. Don't take up a lot of real estate on the shelf, and I will probably actually use this. I rarely use stands that come with figures, but this one will probably be the exception. I like it. You got this extra little crook here too. You can put on there. Give you more of an angle. You also get this extra little wrist peg, I guess. Very nice of them to include that, because there's nothing more frustrating than switching out a hand and breaking your wrist peg, and then what do? Well, you replace it with this one's what you do. You get this extra faceplate with that ghost armor mask on. This is probably what I'll actually display him with. I really like those masks from the game. Very cool. You get his bow. That is the long bow, it looks like. And you get a very big arrow. This bow don't have a string on it, which I guess you could very easily add you a string on there if you'd really like to. I probably will. But the sculpt and paint on these are just excellent. You get his dagger. Again, just very, very nicely painted and detailed. Then you get the shorter sword and your longer blade. All of those very nicely painted and sculpted. And pretty much the standard anymore on action figures is giving the hilt to plug into the sheaths and then giving extra full swords. And last but not least, you get several sets of hands, and I always like that Figma gives you these little hand holders. So you get some open palm hands, and he has fisted hands on him out of the packaging. You get these sword gripping hands. You get these more open expressive hands. Then you get these bow hands. This one holds the bow. This one you plug your arrow in like so. And once again, Figma just did a fantastic job painting and sculpting these. Nice textures and details in there. That metal almost looks like, hammered out metal. And finally, also, you do get this Figma bag for storing your accessories or drugs or whatever you want to put in it. Take a sandwich to work with it. So that's all for his accessories. Now, I do want to compare him to a few other figures, and I don't really have anything relevant to Ghost of Tsushima. So I just pulled out some different brand figures to compare different brands in the scale. So on the left, we do have a NECA Nathan Drake. And on the right, we have an SH Figuarts Beskar Armor Mandalorian. Now there he is with your standard size Marvel Legends figure. We have the zombie cap from the What If animated Disney Plus show. And you can see Jin Sakai scale's kind of small, which is fine because he's the only figure I have to go with Ghost of Tsushima, so I really don't need him scaling with anything in particular. But he is a tiny little man. Okay, now on to the figure itself. Have a look at that detail real close first. And I will go ahead and tell you one of the things that really bothers me is this seam on the head. I wish instead of making a faceplate you switched out, they would just give you a whole new head. I know it's a little bit more plastic, but come on. It would avoid this seam, which it just really does not look good. But the likeness to the character, they just absolutely nailed. I really, really like it. That being said, I am going to go ahead and switch out with the masked version because I really like that masked version. So there is the masked version, and these little things will fall out constantly when you're trying to pose it. So I recommend just leaving them out, posing it up, and then trying to get it back in there. Because it's a little frustrating putting them back in and them just falling right back out. So, but yeah, I really dig that mask. And this armor they did the figure in, of course, is his ghost armor, which was in all the promotions and you do get later on in the game. It was absolutely my favorite armor. It was made by Taka. You actually got it after Taka died. And it was just a really nice thing in the game and a really awesome looking armor. And Figma absolutely just nailed it, honestly. You got all these little details, all these little plates. And one thing I love about this figure too is they actually incorporated some soft goods on these armor plating in the back. You have that actual little fabric green strap there that connects these. And they sculpted these chains in. Just tons and tons of details in there. I mean, you could look at this thing all day and find new little details and ropes and sculpt work. These shin guards down here look excellent. All your ropes and ties in the back for them look good. Then on the back there is that cape, and again they say you can tatter it more if you want. I think I'm just going to leave it alone and let it tatter naturally if it does. There's your ghost symbol. Very nice. You can actually take that cape off if you'd like, which I don't want to take it off. I like it. You just got to pop his head off and it's connected to this. And on Jin Sakai's articulation, his head is on a ball joint, but with this it kind of hits it at all angles, you know. So going back, you can't really look up at all. You can't really look down at all from it catching on this. I mean, you can get it down a little if you kind of tuck that chin in. The other head might do a little better, I don't know, because this does have that little pointy chin thing. But you know, you can get side to side and a little bit of tilt on it. So, and you could always, like I said, take that cape off and probably get plenty of articulation out of it. Shoulders will go up that high. You sort of got to tuck it under that a little bit. They'll go all the way around, no problem. They do butterfly a little bit there. Elbows, you can get well over 90 on them. Wrists are pegged in and on a hinge. The midsection, you have articulation at the top and bottom of the abs. Using those both, you can go back really good. And the details continue throughout when you bend him back. He looks like he's 6 months pregnant there, but using both of them, you can go forward pretty decent as well. I recommend you keep that cape on if you're going to put him forward, or you can see his spine. There's a very large gap there. And he will rotate at those as well. Leg will kick forward pretty good. You know, you do have some obstacles there. Going back is a little more difficult. They get caught on that Sakai ass flap. I don't know why they added such a large ass flap in there, but that is quite a substantial flap over his ass that catches the legs. Also, your sword sheaths, they are articulated. You can spin them around. This one's actually on a ball joint, you can see there, so you can move it all around. Then your knees, you can get way over 90. They don't look the greatest when they're not articulated, but luckily these flaps cover most of that unsightliness. Then your feet are on a hinge and they'll go back really good. They'll go forward a little. You can twist them all around and you do get good pivot on them. So that's all for his articulation. Now I'm going to pose him up so we can wrap this review up. See if I can't get some kind of cool sword wielding, flying, kicking ninja pose. Whew. So there's Jin Sakai posed up, doing that flying two-handed sword attack. Very cool figure. I absolutely love it because I loved the game so much. Really happy to have something on the shelf to represent that. Sucker Punch just really created something special with that game and that feudal Japan world they created. Just everywhere you went in that game was like breathtakingly beautiful. And Figma did a great job representing Jin Sakai in this figure. Tons of detail. For that hefty price tag, maybe a few more accessories would have been nice. Maybe some little throwing shurikens or little smoke bombs. Just some other little things would have been nice, I guess. But they did a really good job pulling off all the details and likeness, and it is a really nice figure, which it better be for that price tag. But that is all I have for this unboxing and review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye for now. By forever I kill you, filthy mongrel. I'm not a mongrel. Oh, sorry.